We should be live. All right, we good. All right, first and foremost, we would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kahakadash. Double honors to the apostle LGMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners that have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shai. We're GMS Mississippi, GMS Memphis Camp coming with another installment, Be Thou a Watchman, and as we see all these moves being made, across the planet Earth, all the things you got going on in America, and the things that you also have, going on, geopolitical, man, throughout the earth, we have to understand that, the Lord has been formulating, all these algorithms, to get to where we at today, man. And right now we in the point, all right, where everything is finna manifest, man. The RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, World War III, which are two major prophecies, that we await, before the second coming of Yahweh Shai, because we know, all right, in the midst of World War III, Yahweh Shai will appear, So, matter of fact, Nabah, you get that Revelation 11 and 14, and we'll start it off there, and then we'll go back, and go to some history, man. As the title, the lesson says, all right, the least of the flock, talking about them Israelis, and also, why brothers call them 1948ers, we're going to get, into some history and go to 1948 and just bring you brothers up to speed, to what's going on today, But you got it, bro.
All right, this is Revelation 11 and 14. Shalak. Can you hear me out?
Yeah, you good. You good. Yep.
Okay, it says Revelation 11, 14. The second woe is past. Behold, the third woe will come quickly.
Hey, the second woe, talking about the World War II. All right, the third war that's coming quickly. All right, is this third world's war. All right, that all these nations, all right, all these powerhouses of the planet Earth will be involved, man. You see, and we seeing it developing, quickly, man. They don't talk about it as much as they used to because they're pushing, this whole pandemic thing, the narrative about the mask and the vaccines, and all these things. But there's a lot of tension in the planet Earth, man, and these Israelis, are at the center of the of that of those conflicts that we see going on over there in the Middle East, man. You got it, bro.
Well, keep going on Revelation.
Yeah, keep going, bro.
All right. And it says, and then the seven angels sounded, and the seven angels sounded, and there were gathered voices, great voices in heaven saying, the kingdom of this world and are become the kingdom of our Lord, Yahweh Shai, and of his anointed.
Yep.
And he shall reign forever and ever.
So that's the end game to World War III. See, the scriptures tell you, the second one was past, the third one come quickly. So it describes the world wars, but then it jumps straight to the conclusion. All right. The kings of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord, because in World War III, Yahweh Shai, all right, will conquer, all these heathen nations, man. And he's going to do it in righteousness, and the joint heirs, all right, will rule with him, man. But Yahweh Shai is coming to conquer in righteousness, man. But like I say, we gonna get into why, you know, we call, all right, these so-called Jews and 1948ers, man, because that's, when they established themselves, in our land, and and made it seem like they fulfilled prophecy, man, you know. But Zahal, get Isaiah 2:1, you know. If y'all brothers got a precept comment, you can bring it out.
I got a comment.
You got it, bro.
If you go into the history of when they established themselves as Israel, that same night they got bombed by Egypt. And the Most High is funny because it says when we come back to our land, it's gonna be peace. But they got bombed the same night by Egypt, showing you
Yep,
the Most High got a sense of humor.
come, and that's what we're gonna get into. We're gonna get into those accounts. We're gonna go into the details of those accounts. So Zahab, you get the Isaiah 2:1 and read down, and then we're gonna get into these accounts. Of these wars, man. You know.
Um, this is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And
So
many
that's talking about, in the end, all right, after Yahweh had defeated these heathen nations and conquered the world in righteousness, all right. And the dominion of Israel is established, Yahweh Shai, in those joint areas with them, and then the rest of the 1/3, all right, of our people, ruling, under Yahweh Shai, you know, this is what's going to be going on, man. Our government going to be exalted, man. Because right now Esau's government is exalted, man, and it's in wickedness, and that's why the whole planet Earth, is endorsed in wickedness because it's a wicked government that's exalted in the earth, you know. But under Yahushua, a righteous government will be exalted, and this is what's going to be going on. This is a overview of what will be going on, when the righteous government is implemented in the earth, man. Exalted in the earth. You got it, bro.
says, And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the Most High of Jacob. He will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in the paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And that's not happening, man. All right. You don't see nations, traveling to the land of Israel to learn, all right, the righteousness of the scriptures, man. All right, the law, statutes, and commandments. That's not happening, man. It's the complete opposite, man. You know, these so-called Jews, the same people, these 1948ers, they call themselves the chosen people, these are the same people that run Hollywood, man, which what pushes, nothing but satanic, all right, paganism, the porn industry, the gangster rap, all right, these movies and all these things, So the law and the righteousness of the scriptures is not going forth from these people, man. You got Tel Aviv, the biggest, gay parade in the world, man. All this wickedness that's going on in that land. There's no righteousness being pushed forth, man. And like I said, we're gonna go into the details of it, shortly. But you got it, bro.
Verse 4 And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and
Yep.
they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more.
Neither shall they learn war anymore. All right, and we gonna hinge the lesson, on that point. Neither shall the nations learn war anymore. Now, let's get some history. You know, like I say, this is a book called Facts Are Facts. It's a pretty decent book. It got, you gotta pick out the bones. And deal with the meat. Now, it's written by, all right, this guy called Benjamin H. Friedman, which he's, all right, a so-called Jew, a little hat, all right, and he got salty, about something that went down, and he kind of, the Lord put the spirit on him to kind of tell a lot of things, about those people that call themselves, all right, Jews, that call themselves the Jews in their land, man. Now, when you go to page, all right, I believe it's page 16, it says, and it's going to back up, the prophecy we just read. It says, what do we face now? If we trigger a world war that may develop into a nuclear war, humanity is finished. Why might such a war take place? It will take place as the curtain goes up on Act 3. Act 1 was World War II. Act 2, Act 1 was World War I. Act 2 was World War II. Act 3 is going to be
Hey,
World
Shalom.
War III.
Hold on.
You see? So, just as the scripture said, the second woe was past, the third woe come quickly. This author is telling you, that those wars was all pre-planned, for an agenda, and they have a third war that they plan for an agenda too, man. And it's gonna get into it, and it says, uh, Act 2 was World War II. Act 3 is going to be World War III. The Jews of the world, the Zionists, and their co-religionists everywhere are determined that they are going to again use the United States to help them permanently retain Palestine as their foothold for their world government. That is just as true as I am standing here. Not alone have I read it, but many here have also read it, and it is known all over the world. You see? So they're gonna try to attempt to use America, to permanently have a foothold in Palestine, man. Because Esau wants their birthright, and he wants world domination with Jerusalem as his world capital, man. Everything goes back to the birthright. Y'all had any comments or precepts? I'm gonna read some more. Okay, come. I'm gonna keep reading. It said, what are the facts about the Jews? It says, I call them Jews to you because they are known as Jews. I don't call them Jews. I refer to them as so-called Jews because I know what they are. It says the Eastern European Jews, who form 92% of the world's population, of those people who call themselves Jews, were originally Khazars. They are a warlike tribe who lived deep in the heart of Asia, and they were so warlike that even the Asiatics drove them out of Asia into Eastern Europe. Matter of fact, I not get Job 30:1 and bring that out, bro. Yeah, unmuted, bro.
Okay, Con. This is Job 31. But now they are younger than I have me in derision.
Yep, go
Whose
ahead.
fathers I would have, whose fathers I would have disdained to have sit with the dogs of my flock.
Yeah, so Job is going into, they that are younger, and that word younger, goes into those that are less significant. Because these Edomites are base men. They are less significant, than the chosen people, which is Israel, man. You see? What you got, bro?
Yeah. It said, whose fathers I would have disdained to have sit with the dogs of my flock.
Go ahead.
Yeah, wherefore might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine there was solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time desolate and waste.
Keep
You know,
going. Yeah.
he said, Job 34, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
Yeah,
That
because
was driven.
Esau was an actual caveman. He was pushed off into those caves, what you call the Caucasus Mountain, which is, east, very eastern Europe, what they call Georgia, Russia, over there in that area, man. You got it, bro.
Uh, 5. They were driven forth among men. They cried after them as after a thief
Yeah, it said they
to
were driven.
dwell.
So like y'all, they were driven from among men. They cried after them like a thief. You see, Esau parades himself around like he was always, the superhero of the earth, man. Like he was always the standard in the earth, man. The standard of righteousness and excellence in the earth, man. You know, but when you go into um back into the book, it says, and they were so warlike that even the Asiatics, right, drove them out of Asia to Eastern Europe. So Esau, they were drove out, during the time of the Dark Ages, and then even after that, they were drove out some more, into Eastern Europe, man. You see, in them caves, in the cliffs of the earth, man. You see, you got it, bro.
No, Job 30 and 6. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in
Yep.
the rocks.
Go ahead.
Among the bushes, they brayed under the needles that were gathered together. They were children of fools, yet children of base men. They were violent in the earth.
Yeah, they were violent in the earth, and that's good, bro. You can end it on that. I think I might can mute y'all mic and unmute it from 1 minute where y'all ain't got to try to reach the phone. I think I can do it with the mouse, bro. Yeah. So I can just unmute it. But if y'all want to say something, you can unmute it yourselves, and bring out a precept or a comment if y'all got anything. All right. So I'm gonna go back into the book, because we read Esau was driven out, you know, and then when they pop back on the scene, now, they the chosen people. But we're gonna go into the history of how it got to their point. All right, and it says they set up they set up a large Khazar kingdom of 800,000 square miles. At the time, Russia did not exist, nor did many other European countries. The the Khazar kingdom was the biggest country in all Europe, so big and so powerful that when the other monarchs wanted to go to war, the Khazars would lend them 40,000 soldiers. That's how big and powerful they were. So Esau, he was always living by that sword, man. Like me and the Birmingham brothers went into yesterday, man. Esau is the original thug, man. You know, Esau been slanging iron, man. That's what we trying to tell Jake, man. Esau been doing this shit, man. You know, and it says they were phallic worshippers. All right, they're phallus, which is a erect penis, man. And what do you see all over America today, man? You got phalluses everywhere, man. The way these churches are made, those big, phalluses at the top of the churches. I know we got one down here just on the side of the interstate. They just there, man. But then you go into DC, what you see, the big phalluses, man. So it's showing it's the same people. They come back doing the same thing, man. You see, it said they were phallic worshippers, which is filthy, and I do not want to go into details on that now. But that was their religion, and it was also the religion of many other pagans and barbarians elsewhere in the world. The Khazar king became so disgusted with the degeneracy of his kingdom that he decided to adopt a so-called theistic faith, which is the worship of one God. It says either Christianity, Islam, or what is known today as Judaism, which is really Talmudism, man. And Talmudism really is a Babylonian doctrine, man. And the Phallic worship goes back to Egypt. So that's why you see why America is called spiritually Egypt, and the daughter of Babylon, man. It says by spinning a top and calling out any, many, miny, mo, he picked out so-called Judaism, and that became the state religion. He sent down to the top. He sent down to the Talmudic schools of Pumbedita and Saru, and brought up thousands of rabbis and opened up synagogues and schools, and his people became what we call Jews. There wasn't one of them who had an ancestor who ever put a toe in the Holy Land, not only in the Old Testament, but back to the beginning of time. Not one of them. And yet they came to the Christians and asked us to support their armed insurrections Palestine by saying you want to help uh, repatriate God's chosen people to their promised land, their ancestral home, don't you? And they use that, their doctrine, bless he who blesseth you, you know, by saying they're chosen people. That's why they get the world to rally behind them, because they use that doctrine, which goes back to Genesis, Let me see if I can get it real quick.
Yeah, the term for that is a Zionist.
Yeah.
That's like their political party to support the so-called Israelis.
Come, bro.
And then just to add on top of that, all the Zionists are usually war hawks, which means they support war, over there in the Middle East.
And that's why you have like Trump, he's a big supporter of the Zionists. You have Pompeo, which he's a war hawk, John Bolton, before he got fired, all those war hawks, are heavy supporters, of the Zionists, man. Let me see. If I can find the Genesis. Because they try to use the blessing of Jacob, who got the Genesis 27? I told you hold that Yakanan. Yeah, you can bring it out. Hold on.
All right, can y'all hear
Hey,
me?
yeah, go to 29. Go to 29, bro.
All right, Genesis 27
Yeah,
and
now this the
29.
blessing of Jacob, but this is the blessing that they trying to claim, man. What you got, bro?
All right, this Genesis 27 and 29, it says, let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee.
Go ahead.
It says, cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and
Yeah,
blessed
so
be
that's
he
what
that
they
blesseth
use
thee.
when they were telling America, don't you want to help us get back into the land? Don't you want to help the chosen people? Remember what it says in the Bible. Blessed is those that bless Israel, and curses those that curse Israel, man. And they use that doctrine, all right, until this day, man. You see? And they really played on it during the Holocaust, man, after the Second World War. You know? But yeah, hold that. But I'm gonna read some more in the book, and then we're gonna get back in Genesis 29 and showing you, all right, that Genesis 27. When you go into the blessing of Esau, how these so-called white people of today, they playing that blessing to the T, man. That's their blessing, man, and that's how they living, man. So I'm gonna go back to the book. It says it says I'm gonna go back down. It says so the Khazars became what we call today Jews. Now imagine how silly it was for the great Christian countries of the world to say we're going to use our power and prestige to repatriate God's chosen people to their ancestral homeland, their promised land. Could there be a bigger lie than that? Because they control the newspapers, the magazines, the radio, the television, the book publishing businesses, and because they have the ministers in the pulpit and the politicians on the soapboxes talking the same language, it is not surprising that you believe their lie. You'll believe black is white if you heard it often enough. You wouldn't call black black anymore. You'll start to call black white, and nobody could blame you. That is one of the great lies of history. It is the foundation of the misery that has befallen the world, man. You know? So Esau, was prophesied to come out and to deceive the whole world, man. When he came out, of that lower state, when he started rebuilding again, during the Renaissance period, man. We start, forming, his empire that we see today. He deceived the whole world, man. This was one of the biggest lies, of his Renaissance period, man. So now the prophecy said that the nation wouldn't learn war anymore, man. When we was back in that land, when we went to Isaiah, 2, and 4, so we're gonna go into the history of Israel's War of Independence in 1947, 1949. It says in December, all right, 1946, at the first post-war Zionist Congress in Basic, David Ben Gurion assumed the defense portfolio, including responsibility for the Hagan, which at the time concentrated on the struggle against the British. Although British restrictions, searches, and detentions made the following of the the clandestine force with army, artillery, air, and sea power well nigh impossible. Ben Gurion decided early on that this was a decisive test to build up a force in preparation for an assault by the regular armies of the Arab countries, which the Yishuv would have to face alone without outside help. He found the Haganah woefully ill prepared for such an eventuality, and set about energetically to resectify it. All right. So when you go down, it says the war, all right, was fought along the entire long border of the country against Lebanon and Syria in the north, Iraq, Transjordan, renamed Jordan during the war in the east, Egypt assisted by uh, contingents, from the Sudan in the south. So they was at war with everybody in that region, man. The same year, like the brother Kodar said, the same year that they so-called established, the Israel, as a state, claiming to be the chosen people and claiming to be fulfilling some type of prophecy. Well, what happened, man? You had Lebanon and Syria to the north, Iraq attacking them at the east, and you had Egypt, attacking them, all right, from the south, man. So how the hell do they fulfill prophecy, man? When you had all that war going on the same year, they was established, man. So that was the first war in 1948. All right. So I'm gonna get another war, If y'all brothers, I say y'all brother got any points, any facts, any precept, bring them out, bro. I'm gonna go down. I'm trying to go in chronological order. All right, so that was 48. So now we're gonna go to 56, Operation, Kadesh. All right, the Sinai campaign, and these are all facts, man. All right, so this is 1956. You had the Sinai campaign. It said the Sinai campaign fought to put an end to terrorist incursions into Israel and to remove the Egyptian blockade of Eilat, marked the final transformation of the IDF, all right, the Israeli Defense Force. You'll hear that today. That's their military, into a professional army capable of large-scale operations. A battle plan for the operation was adopted in October 1956, but was revised following Israel's secret agreement with Britain and French, all right, which are two horns, of that beast you read about, in Daniel 7th chapter, man. So what the hell is the chosen people doing linked up and allied with the damn beast, man? You know? It says under this agreement, Israel will transfer the focus of action and, and as close to the Suez Canal as possible, man. So you have that war when they linked up with Britain and French, all right, which is not in the scriptures, because when we was in that land, the scriptures say this beast, all right, will be destroyed, man. Matter of fact, um, let's get that, man. Um, uh, let's get Tazama, get Daniel 7. Let's see where to start. I want to get to the point. All right, because that whole beast system will be destroyed, when we will go back into our land, the second coming, of Yahweh Shai. So when you go to Daniel 7,
13.
I want to get the part about
Hey, I got a precept too, bro. Whenever you get a chance.
Okay, come. As soon as I bring it down, y'all, you can bring it out, bro. Hey, start
All right,
with
bro.
Start at 7, bro.
Oh, okay. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 7. After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and broke in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Yep, and it had 10 horns. So that beast is speaking of the ancient Roman Empire, which was ruled by Esau Edom, and it was known for its great, military might, but it's going to go further, all right, into it, and deal with this modern day, all right, Roman Empire, which is NATO and the EU, and it's going to go into them horns because horns represents powers, but it's going to go to different powers, all right, that emerged out of the ancient Roman Empire when Esau came back into power. You got it, bro.
I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, for whom there was 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
And that little horns is America. And those 3 horns that was plucked up, we're talking about Britain, French, all right, and Spain, because America had defeated, all of those nations head up in the war, man. You got it, bro.
And behold, in the horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things.
Yep, go ahead.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as
so
burning
this is
fire.
The Most High, then you have those chariots surrounding the Most High, he's on the chariot, that was his throne that he was sitting on in his vision, you see. And then it's gonna tell you what happened, man. And then it said the thrones were carried down. Well, we just read, in 1958, the thrones of Britain and France is still, in power, So hey, somebody lying, man.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
It says, a fierce stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him.
the judgment was set and the books were open.
Yeah, the judgment was set and the books were open, man. You know, this judgment, this great judgment hasn't happened yet. You see, the judgment written in the book, what's to happen to the beast and this whole infrastructure, it hasn't happened yet, man. That third war hasn't even happened yet, man. You know?
Yeah.
So how could these people be established in that land? All these things have to happen, before, Israel is established in their land and Yahweh Shai sits on the throne of David, man. You know? You got it, bro.
That judgment still being set up right now.
Yep.
When you go into that where it say the judgment was set, it really mean it was finished.
Yep.
And it ain't finished yet.
Yep.
It say verse 11, I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake.
Yep.
I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame.
And that's that nuclear destruction, man. You see, that hasn't happened, man. That nuclear destruction, where America gonna be destroyed, which is their horn, we're speaking these great things, this blasphemy, this Christianity that they push, this the image of the Messiah that they push throughout the earth, man. This blasphemy, man. But it said eventually the body of this beast will be slain, through fire. This hasn't happened yet, man.
God.
You got it, bro.
It says, as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time.
Yeah, and it told you, that now at the end of World War III, all right, now the kingdoms of this world are the kingdoms of our lords. So there was their dominion being taken away, all right, but their life was prolonged to do what? Serve their captivity, man. And then eventually they're gonna be done away with, man. But you can keep reading down, bro.
Verse 13, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Yeah, so that's the kingdom, all right, of Israel under Yahweh Shai, man. But these beasts, these powers of this beast system will be destroyed, man, when they're set up. And how the hell could Esau have an everlasting kingdom, and he doesn't even have everlasting life, man. You see? It don't make no sense, But see, this veil is being uncovered, man, through the truth, man, But that was it on that, bro. I'm gonna go into a couple more of these wars. I ain't gonna read that much of them. I know I'm kind of skimmed through, and get up to speed to the war today. All right. So you had that war in 56. All right. And then you had the 6-Day War, all right, in 1976. It says within a brief span of 6 days, the IDF overran the Sinai Peninsula, took the entire west bank of the River Jordan, and captured a great part of the Golden Heights. And you hear a lot of argument about that today, because that's what they really want to do. A lot of those them pipelines, they want to send it through those Golden Heights. It says the culminating event was the capture of the old city of Jerusalem, man. And nowhere, all right, in the scriptures, all right, according to prophecy about the true children coming back, well, we have to fight a 6-day war, all right, to get Jerusalem back, man. It says following the 6-day war, it's the war of attrition. It said a static exchange of artillery fire along the entire Bar-Levy line of the Suez Canal escalated into the war of attrition, man. So these niggas going back to back, and then you have 1973. I said this is the Yom Kippur War. Now this one was the significance of this war is when you had America, all right, and then it's spiritual when you go into it, because this was during the time of what they call the Day of Atonement, which we coming upon it this week, you know. But what you had though, I'm gonna read a little bit of it. All right, it said the war was so said the war was so called because it started on the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement, October 6, 1973. It came almost as a complete surprise, and a warning notice was given too late for the orderly call up of the reserve from reserves before 0 hour. The Egyptians and the Syrians made some significant initial gains. The former crossed the Suez Canal and established themselves along its entire length of the East Bank. The latter overran the Golan Heights and came within sights of the Sea of Galilee. However, the wheel turned very quickly, counter-attacking swiftly, sometimes even foolhardily. Within a few days, the IDF was on the west bank of the Suez Canal at a distance of 100 kilometers from the Egyptian capital, Cairo, and within artillery range of airfields around the Syrian capital, Damascus. It said Egypt, which at first had refused a ceasefire, now accepted it avidly, as did Syria, And what you had within this war, all right, you had America, helping Israel, and what happened was Saudi Arabia, stopped selling oil to America, you know. So you had a gas shortage in America during this time, and what happened was those elites, they sent Henry Kissinger in, all right, to Saudi Arabia to make a deal with them and said, look, if you only sell your oil, with the if you only accept the American dollar for your oil, we'll give you military aid, and we'll give you, arms deals, and we'll protect, your oil fields, and that was the birth, what we call the petrodollar today, what you might hear him talk about the petrodollar, that was the birth of it, So there was the significance, of that war. All right. So when you go back, that was 73, and then you had um the Lebanon War. All right, the first one was in 1982. Then you had the Gulf War in 91. When Big Bush was in office. Daddy Bush was in office, and then you had the second Lebanon War, 2006. Which Lebanon really got out on. Made Israeli tap out. What they call the Hezbollah. And the main city of Hezbollah is Beirut. Is which we seen, that it looked like a tactical nuke, a low level nuke, a missile, be shot out into the city of Beirut. Brother was speaking about that for a moment. So these people have been in war ever since they've been into the land, man. What more proof you need that these people don't fit the prophecy, of the chosen people going back into their land, man. So it was on that. We just deal with the scriptures now.
There was an article today about the NATO going over to the eastern part of the Mediterranean as like tensions are rising between Greece and Turkey, and it's bringing in like a lot of nations over there in the Middle East right now.
It's finna go down, baby. It's the biggest banging ever, man. And we watching these things real time, man. And it's beautiful, man. Hey, they being gathered to the battle of Jehoshaphat, man. Yahweh Shai on deck, man. Prophecies is here, But what I want to do real quick is just do some compare and contrast, as far as what will be happening when we are in the land, and how Esau Edom will be living in his rulership, you know, and we just gonna see what fit what, man. You know. So can the brother get, let me see. Can the brother get Jeremiah Zahab, you get Jeremiah. You know, Kodar, you still there?
Con, I'm here.
Come, hey, you get it for me, bro. Get Jeremiah 30. I get it's 31, bro. Get Jeremiah 31. No, it's 30. Jeremiah 30 and 10. Read that, bro.
Con. Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
Yeah, so the scriptures say that the Lord, all right, when you go to Jeremiah 30 and 10, it says, I will save thee from afar and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make them afraid, man. That doesn't sound like what's been going on, all right, since those Amalekites, you know, posted up in the Holy Land, you know, and said they were the chosen people. They haven't been in peace. They haven't been in rest. All right, and everyone is making them afraid, man. You know, they've been into it with everybody, man. You know, they like old dog over there, man. You see, so how the hell do they fit their prophecy, man? You know, but let's go into you get Ezekiel and Tazamach, you get Zechariah, I believe it's 9 and 6. But
I got a precept too.
oh, you got a precept? Okay, get your precept, and then you get that Zechariah 9 and 6 after that, bro.
This Deuteronomy 33, verse 27 and 28.
Yeah.
It says, the eternal power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting armies. And he shall thrust out the enemies from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. Happy that was the point. Con. So, you know, Israel is not dwelling in safety, man. You know, all across the planet, it ain't nothing but chaos and confusion, especially over there in the land of Israel. You know, that's where the most militaries are gathering around now, and you see all that commotion going on over there, man.
Mm-hmm. Get Ezekiel 36 and 1 on. So I read 1 and 2, and then jump to 5, bro.
Okay, Khan, this is Ezekiel 36 and 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, power. Because the enemy hath said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Yeah, and that's what they did. Aha, like they achieved something, man. You know, the Balfour Declaration, like we got it now, man. You know, we in the land. You know, we don't put the title on ourselves. We practicing Judaism and Talmudism. You know, got people calling us rabbis and all these things. We done it, man. You know, hey, we in the same land. you know, King David and King Solomon, you know, they got all these, you know, Solomon's Wall and all this madness, you know, which, you know, a lot of that stuff they just threw together, you know. But that's the mindset of Esau Edom, man, you know. And that's the Lord prophesying to the land because these people are saying, look, we got the land now, you know. And jump to 5, bro.
Verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession.
Which have appointed, hey, he said, Idumea have appointed my land into their possession, man. Now, doesn't that sound like the Balfour Declaration, man? All right, well, you had British because the elites, you know, they had made a deal with the Britons. They were like, look, if you can get America, the elites were like, look, if you can get us the land of Palestine, we'll get America, you know, in this First World War, which, you know, if you give us Palestine, that was the deal. You know, we get Palestine, you know, you give us Palestine and we'll, all right, get America to be your ally in the World War, man. You know, in the First World War. You see, this was in play way back in World War One. Because you gotta think Germany was beating the brakes off Britain over there, man. You know?
Yeah.
Britain needs some help. So they made the deal, all right, for the elites to get America in the war, you know, and then they would eventually get that land of Israel, man. So that land was appointed to them, man. And the scripture tell you, man, that Idumea was going to point that land to themselves, man. You see? I'm gonna see what that word appoint goes into, man. You know, Ezekiel 36 and 5, and then you can finish. But you can go ahead and finish it off, boy. I'm gonna get that word.
This is which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
Yeah. Hey, despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey, man. Because look at their behavior in the land and look at the condition of the land under their rulership, man. You know? The word appointed. All right, in the Hebrew, that word is Nathan. And listen to what it says. It says to give, to bestow, to grant, to permit. You know, that's the Balfour Declaration, man. To assign, to designate. You know, hey, that's the damn Balfour Declaration, man. That's how they got appointed, you know, into that land, man. You know, you can't get around. You know, now, you still got that Genesis, bro? Jump to 40. Now, this is the blessing of Esau, you know, and how Esau will live in the earth, man. You know, and let's see if this sounds like, you know, anything that we gonna read tonight. You know.
You ready up?
Yeah, get started. Matter of fact, started start at 38, bro.
All right, this Genesis 27 and 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Yeah, so Esau was begging for blessing from Isaac because, you know, hey, Isaac really told Esau that, look, I gave Jacob everything. Really ain't nothing left I can give you, you know? But, you know, he dug in his pocket, you know, and found something for him, man. You know? You got it, bro.
It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above.
Yeah, and that's what Esau received. You know, that's why when he came back in power, it was nothing that these other nations could do to stop him from getting this, because it was his blessing to get the fatness of the earth from the dew of heaven. You know, yeah, this is just part of Esau's blessing, man. But his blessing was temporary, man. You know, and he was gonna do it by the sword. You see? Go ahead.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yeah, so Esau will get the fatness of the earth through the sword, man. And ever since he been set up shop in the Holy Land, what he had been doing, man? The sword, you know? That's how he been maintaining his power through that sword, man. You know? So that's the life of Esau. They describe Esau how he would live, man. And history testifies against him, man. And then the scriptures confirm it. You see? You still got that Psalms 140, bro?
Con, I'm holding it, bro.
Yeah, bring that out, bro.
Con, it's the book of Psalms, chapter 140, starting at the top. Deliver me, O Lord, Yahabashim Yahushai, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man.
Hey, what the scriptures describe Esau as evil and violent, man. You know, and that's all his history, man. This just the Israelis, you know. But when you go into Britain, French, Spain, America, you know, all the horns of this beast system, it's the same thing, man. Nothing but violence, man. Even against each other, they bang on each other for a minute, man. You know. Go ahead.
Con, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war.
Which imagine mischief in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war, man. And that's all you see. We just went through. Continually. Man went to war in 1947 through 1949. Then nigga were right back at war, you know, in 56, you know. Then right back in war in 67, you know. Then right back in war 68 through 70, you know. Then right back in war in 73. Then back in war in 82, 91, 2006, you know, and to this very day, man. You know, he might be striking something. Nigga might be striking now, man. You know, as we speak. You know? So continually are they gathered together for war, man. Who does that sound like, man? You know? Y'all brother had any precept?
I got one.
I got a precept.
You got one? Okay, get your Tazmak, then now you get yours, bro.
You still wanted that Zechariah 9:16?
Yeah, come for sure, bro.
Okay. This is Zechariah 9:16. It says, and the Lord Yahweh their power shall save them in that day as the flock of his people, for they shall be.
Shalaki, bro. 9 and 6, huh?
Okay, Salaki. This is Zechariah 9 and 6. It says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Yeah. So we know Ashdod was the land of Judah, you know, in southern Israel, you know, and that's what Esau, you know, is posted up, man. But the scripture called him a bastard, man. He was prophesied to be posted up there, claiming to be us, man. Because the Most High is not that nigga father, man. You know, the nigga's a bastard, man. You see?
I think the Elder Malcolm went into it. He said, when you go into that word bastard, I think it's a imposter.
Yep. Let me see. Let me go into it.
Yeah, it's a fake, a phony.
Yep.
Yeah.
It says a bastard when you go into the Hebrew is Mama Tazar, and it says a bastard, illegitimate child. You know.
Got him.
Yeah. Damn bastard.
Damn, that's
Yep. And they just posted up. Yeah, he too. Hey, yeah, the reign of the bastard is over, man. There might be another video.
And Duper said, an unpleasant or despicable person.
Damn.
so.
Yeah, man.
That's your guy, man. That's your man.
Hey, can I get this one right here real quick?
Yeah, you got it, bro. You got it.
All right, back in Deuteronomy 33, the last verse, verse 29. It says, "Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people, saved by the Lord Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places."
Hey, that's why you got that heavy exposed campaign on Esau, man. You know, everything that this nigga lied about everything, man. He lied about who he was, who we were, who the other nations were. You know, he lied about the narrative of the scriptures. You know, this nigga lied about how old the earth is. You know, this nigga lied about everything. You know, everything
Like
you get.
you go,
You got it, bro.
I was gonna say, like you go into Esau calling himself Khazars and Ashkenaz, but Ashkenaz they go back to Japhet, man. That's why you got everybody around here talking about Esau, the so-called white man. He Japhet, you know, and he everybody. He put everybody's identity on himself, except for who he is, except for Edom.
Hey, this nigga been let's say this nigga the Greeks, the Romans. You know, this nigga will be Egyptians. This nigga was even the Egyptians, man. But nah, you an Edomite, man, you know, and that's why they flag videos for they got an algorithm set for just Edomite, man. You know, hey, but that you gonna wear that title, man. You know, and you gonna deal with the prophecy that's attached to that nation, man.
That boy running.
Hey, Con, and you know it's funny too because the scripture is also to refer to Esau as the Chaldeans, O daughter Babylon. So any name that and also the Egyptians too. So any name Esau like tries to go to, it's like, all right, we'll condemn you in that title too.
Yeah.
You know,
We're gonna make whatever brand shoe you want to wear, we're gonna make them fit.
yeah, you want to be the Assyrian, got you in there with you, man. You know,
He trying to escape his judgment.
yeah, he through. It's over with. The curtain is back. You know, man, cause yeah, we'll in with that. But you get Jordan, and Nabai, you get Isaiah 47:1. We'll end with that. But you got out now.
I can bring up precepts.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring them out.
Okay, I'm gonna get Revelation 2:9 real quick. It say, "I know that works in tribulation and poverty, but they are rich. And I know the blasphemy of them will say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue saints."
Yep. And you got it, bro. You bring that.
That's just plain and simple, man. You know, who call themselves Jews now, you know? Like Israelis, you know? They want to be like us, man. But hey, we are the true Jews, the so-called black, Spanish, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. You know? But hey, this Habakkuk 2:16, they are filled with shame for glory. Drink there also, and let that foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spirit should be on thy glory.
Yep. Hey, that nigga naked, man. Hey, the truth is making Esau naked, man, because he clothed himself in lies, man. You know, the foundation of his kingdom is based on lies, man. And we attacking the foundation of his kingdom, man, through the spirit and power he had by Shemal Shai. You know, so he done. You see, he ain't got nothing to stand on, man. His foundation, he real wobbly right now.
Yup. The Lord is exposing him. All his lies is coming out, you know, at the end, because we're at the end of this. You know, so the Lord just exposing him, man. All his honor is turning to shame now, man.
Yep.
You know, and that's prophecy.
Yep. Hey, right on, man. Everything that he, bragged on, his holiday, Columbus Day, Thanksgiving. See, all this becoming his shame now, man, because people know the real story behind those things, man. Like the brother was saying, you know. But you got in the Bible. We'll close out. Just get Isaiah 47:1, bro.
This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, so just like, the brothers Zahar was just saying, Esau want to put, want to hide behind all these titles of these other nations, or the Most High condemning everything that you run to, man. You see, you the daughter of Babylon. That's why you Amalekites that call yourself the chosen people. You 1948ers, you go by the Talmud, which is a Babylonian doctrine, man. Which is full of pedophilia, and pure wickedness, man. You had some sacred dog.
Nah, I was gonna say the Talmud allow you to marry 3-year-olds.
Yeah, a damn pedophile, man. You see, hey, it's the daughter of Babylon, and the Chaldeans, man, which is number warlocks and witches, man. You got it, bro.
Yeah, and then said tender and delicate, because remember the Lord said Babylon had been a golden cup in his hands.
Come.
They said, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bread the legs, uncover thy thigh, pass over the river.
Yeah, so we making bare the legs, man. You see, because your legs is what your foundation. If your legs get take away, you can't stand. So we making bare this man foundation, man, through the spirit and power. We how about Shemal Shai? Esau been made bare. You got it, bro.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
There and who is not gonna meet him as a man? Yahweh Shai. But it starts with Esau Edom being exposed first, man. Everything is out in the open, man. The spirit had us go into this, man, to break this man all the way down, man. All them lies that he been telling for centuries and decades, is being exposed for what it is, man. Because hey, the judgment finna come, man. We just reading you your charges, man. The execution ain't came through the door yet, man. But he on the way, Soon as you kick out this third world war, as soon as you think, all right, that hey, it's going your way, man. Hey, we got a game changer on the way, man. The biggest play ever, man. But that was it. Y'all brother had any comments, anything y'all want?
I got one more.
All right, you got it.
As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh armies is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Yep. And that's our Redeemer, man, because he gonna redeem us out this situation, man. Because there's nothing we can do against this man carnally. He done got too powerful, man. You see? But we have Redeemer, How shot you got, bro. Y'all brothers good. Y'all want to close out on anything? All right.
Yeah, I got a quick one.
Go ahead,
bro. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
You got it, bro.
Shit, nobody's rejoicing during this pandemic, so.
Nah. Jay wasn't rejoicing before that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
We were through before, you know.
Can I
So
get one more point, Baba Shaw?
you got it, bro. Bring it on out, bro.
This is from the Egyptian president in 1956. It says Gamal Abdel Nasser. This was the second president of Egypt in 1956. He says, when he asked about peace in the Middle East, the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated the Jews will never be able to live here in peace because they left here black and came back white.
Yeah. Who is them niggas, man? You know? So you know, everybody in that region know that there was some garbage, man. You know, them posted up claiming to be us, man. You know, that's why that whole region was in the uproar, man. You see, them the same people that were chased off, man. Ain't nobody forgot you niggas, man. You know, but it was prophesied that you would, you know, had the fatness of the earth through the sword, man. You know, so it was only right that he would be able to post up in our land, you know, for a certain time, man. But we understand, you know, that time is drawing very nigh, man. You know, so hey, that was a point, you know. So we hope, you know, that you brothers, you know, you few sisters that watch, you know, was edified, you know. And once again, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakah, Badash, you know, and double honors to our apostles and our elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and his sincerity across the four winds, man. You know, a Kwam Yasha Allah, you know, Bible ball, you know, till the next time, Lord willing, Shalom.